Hold on. He's sick. Okay, hold on. Here, I'll bring us in number. News is saying that he's sick, but not that he has coronavirus. But he probably has fucking coronavirus. Yeah, Dave, stop enabling Dave's far-right views. This person tried to make a hit piece, but it's just a list of your greatest hits. Thanks for the $5, Cody. There's not much to it, is there? It was just kind of stupid. That's how it is. That's how it is. There we go. Take this away. Anyway, yeah. Marie, if you're still there. It's what I'm talking about are like people who pull the ladder up behind them. I've kind of formulated this properly. Like you see Ego Raptor who makes racist jokes, and then after he's become famous and he has his money and his business and things going well for him, he starts shaming people who make racist jokes. You know, they pull the ladder up behind them, and when people grow up in heavy air quotes, that's what I object to. You know, you can't complain when idiot kids act like idiot kids when you've grown out of that stage. You know what I mean? At the same time, you know, there is something lost when people, you know, in their growing up, completely go against all of their values, you know? They become a completely different person to the point that they're actually worse, you know? When you grow up, you're not supposed to become more radical. You're supposed to become less radical over time. So yeah, that's my objection. You know? There's a lot of people who have basically settled into the mediocrity of life and have given up all the things they wanted to do with their lives 10 years ago. And it's just kind of sad. You know, I don't want to be around people who had dreams and now just do nothing. And if that's what growing up is, then I don't want to grow up. Fuck that. I'll keep chasing the dream. Martin Luther strikes again. Thanks, Profis, for the 20. Jim's more
people back then till now. No. And that was the joke I made. Did I miss the second Civil War or something where 150 million people died? No, Joe Biden's just nuts. And people in the audience are probably just like, what? But everybody on Twitter seemed to notice, left and right, Biden, you're out. Stop. But Bernie. We'll bring back to Bernie, because last night, yesterday at 4 p.m., I did a segment talking about Bernie's doubling down of his defense of Fidel Castro and Venezuela and China and other dictatorships with, I kid you not, literally saying he made the trains run on time. I mean that literal in like, it's a confusing figurative stance, but typically when people mention that Mussolini made the trains run on time, it's a tongue-in-cheek comment about how we get it. Evil people, horrifying regimes do some small iotas of good, but it's only through the horrifying nature of their dictatorship. So that's a tongue-in-cheek way to say that. Bernie's literally being like, no, Cuba did good. They taught people to read. They taught people to read at like gunpoint, dude. So Bernie Sanders defends this and gets booed. And I will add, I got a couple more stories. And I really want to read you this BuzzFeed takedown. But we'll get serious first before I read you the hilarious BuzzFeed takedown. Cuba remarks, let me remind you, this is a tripling down. Bernie is refusing to back down in defending that dictatorships do something good. And you must acknowledge that. When they do something good. Sorry, when they do something good. No, you don't. All right, let's read, and then I'll tear this apart again. CBS News. Senator Bernie Sanders stated that his opinion on Cuban leadership was similar to that of Obama. When dictatorships, whether it is Chinese or the Cubans, do something good, you acknowledge that. But you don't have to trade love letters with them, Sanders said at the CBS News debate in South Carolina. Asked by one of the moderators, you amazed at what Mayor Bloomberg just said a moment ago. He said that the Chinese government is responsive to the Politburo. Who the hell is the Politburo responsive to? Who elects them? You've got a real dictatorship there. Of course you have to applause. Well, there you go, Bernie. We don't like our war in this country, though the machine does. And when dictatorships, whether it is the Chinese or the Cubans, do something good, you acknowledge that. But you don't trade love letters with them. I'm going to stop you right there. You see, When they do literacy programs or raise people out of poverty, it's because they're locking up and like causing extreme physical harm and mental harm to their citizenry. Yes, people learned how to read at gunpoint. That's great. And as the joke on Twitter, or one joke on Twitter saying, now they can read all the false charges against them when they get locked in prison for the rest of their lives for no reason. And that's what you're really defending. A literacy program in a country that had some of the highest literacy in South Central America. Well, it's Cuba, so. But in the Americas, I think it what was 76% was the stat that's on Twitter, and you're going to defend that. Well, let's do this. I do have to point out Michael Bloomberg. I think I'm not sure if I have this. I do have this. Check this out. Twitter calls out Bloomberg's Freudian slip after saying he bought House Democrat seat in 2018 midterms. Look, man, there was so much about this debate that was a complete and unmitigated disaster. I don't know, though. I will tell you. It's possible Bernie's people really do come out in droves. I just don't see it. Because for all the people that are talking about Bernie really lighting up the Democratic base, you have to realize most Americans are scared of socialism. And what do you think is going to happen in South Carolina? All of these people who might be familiar with, Cuban exiles, because it's right there. They're going to be like, don't do it, man. Don't vote for this guy. We'll see. Stick around. Next segment's coming up at 1 p.m. on this channel, and I will see you all.